Did you know the beautiful, iconic, totally Japanese cherry blossom isn't actually from Japan? What? I know, right? It's like finding out pizza isn't from Italy. My whole world is spinning. We all see those gorgeous photos every spring. Clouds of pink and white that look like a dream. You see them and you just think, wow, that's Japan. But there's so much more to the story. We're going to dive into some seriously surprising facts about these famous flowers. Ancient traditions, modern-day science, international diplomacy. It's going to be a wild ride, folks. The story starts in the Himalayas. Not even close. Scientists believe that the original cherry blossom trees, the ancestors of all those pretty pink flowers, actually came from the Himalayas. We're talking about a journey that took place over 1,000 years ago. But here's the kicker. When Hanami first started, people weren't gathering to look at cherry blossoms. They were all about the plum blossoms, or ume. The aristocrats of the imperial court would write poems about them, have parties under them. But then, during the Heian period, something shifted. It was the ultimate floral glow-up. The plum blossom was like the opening act, and then the cherry blossom came on stage and just stole the whole show. A single healthy cherry tree can produce up to 3,000 blossoms. But here's the catch. All that beauty lasts only 1 to 2 weeks. One good rainstorm or a windy day and poof, they're gone. Now, when you see the word cherry, your brain probably goes straight to that delicious sweet red fruit you put on top of an ice cream sundae, right? Because the most popular type of cherry tree in Japan, the Yoshino cherry tree, doesn't produce any edible fruit. That's right, they're all show and no cherry. Think of them as the supermodels of the tree world. They look amazing, but they're not going to make you a sandwich. Have you ever wondered how all the cherry trees in a city seem to bloom at the exact same time? It's science. That magic number is about 15 degrees Celsius, or around 59 degrees Fahrenheit. Once the soil temperature consistently hits that mark, it's the green light for the trees. Let's take a trip to Washington, D.C. Every spring, the tidal basin is flooded with tourists and locals, all there to see the spectacular cherry blossoms. Back in the early 1900s, relations between Japan and the United States were a little tense. So, in a gesture of goodwill, the mayor of Tokyo, Yukio Ozaki, decided to send a gift. In 1912, Japan gifted 3,020 cherry trees to the United States. The First Lady, Helen Taft, and the Viscountess Chinda, the wife of the Japanese ambassador, planted the first 2 trees together on the banks of the Potomac River. Those trees became a living, breathing monument to peace. Well, some cherry trees are total rebels and didn't get the memo. In certain parts of the world with warmer climates, there are special varieties of cherry trees that actually bloom twice a year. They come back for an encore performance in the autumn. A warm spell in the fall can trick them into thinking it's springtime all over again. The answer is yes. Yes, you can. Cherry blossom petals are completely edible. They're used in traditional Japanese sweets and teas. Sakura mochi, a rice cake wrapped in a pickled cherry leaf. Sakura yu, a tea with a pickled blossom floating. A very subtle, delicate floral flavor. A slight hint of almond, a slight hint of cherry. More elegant, more gentle, like the flower itself. We've talked about how fleeting the blossoms are, here for just a week or two. But the trees themselves? Let me introduce you to the king of all cherry trees, the Jindai Sakura in Yamanashi, Japan. This tree is estimated to be over 2,000 years old. 2,000 years. This tree was a sapling during the time of the Roman Empire. To stand in front of the Jindai Sakura is to stand in the presence of living history. It's the ultimate symbol of resilience and endurance, a 2,000-year-old reminder that beauty can persist through anything. The beauty of the cherry blossoms is so profound, it's honestly no surprise that it has inspired artists for centuries. In Japan, one of the most famous art forms connected to sakura is haiku poetry. You know, those short little poems with a very specific structure. 3 lines, 5 syllables in the first line, 7 in the second, 5 in the third. The whole point of a haiku is to capture a single fleeting moment in nature. And well, what's more fleeting than a cherry blossom? It's a way of pausing time and appreciating that one perfect, beautiful moment before it's gone. Why are cherry blossoms pink? The color comes from a group of pigments called anthocyanins. You might have heard of them before. They're the same pigments that make things like blueberries blue, raspberries red, eggplants purple. In cherry blossoms, they create that beautiful spectrum from pale white to vibrant magenta. But these pigments do more than just make the flowers look good for our Instagram feeds. Anthocyanins act as a natural sunscreen for the plant. When the delicate buds are first forming in the early spring, they are very vulnerable to damage from the sun's harsh ultraviolet rays. So the color is both a beautiful display and a brilliant protective shield. In Japan, knowing when the cherry blossoms will reach peak bloom is a national obsession. It's called the Sakura Zensen, or the cherry blossom front, as it moves up the country from south to north. People plan their vacations, festivals, Hanami parties around it. But now, they have a new secret weapon: artificial intelligence. Private weather companies and researchers use incredibly sophisticated AI models to predict the peak bloom dates. These models analyze massive amounts of data: historical bloom dates, winter temperatures, spring weather forecasts, tree growth patterns, you name it. By crunching all these numbers, the AI can predict the peak bloom with up to 90% accuracy. It's this amazing blend of ancient tradition and cutting-edge technology, all working together to make sure no one misses the party. But there's a deeper, more philosophical meaning to the cherry blossoms in Japanese culture, one that's tied to the legendary samurai warriors. For the samurai, the cherry blossom was the ultimate symbol of their own life and their code of ethics, known as Bushido. The life of a samurai was expected to be brilliant and honorable, but also short. This graceful fall was seen as the ideal way to die, to leave the world at your best without fear or regret. The falling petals, Sakura Fubuki or cherry blossom blizzard, symbolize the impermanence of life, the idea that life is beautiful but temporary. It's a powerful, poignant reminder to live every moment to the fullest. So there you have it. From the Himalayas to Washington, D.C., from ancient poetry to modern AI, the cherry blossom is so much more than just a pretty flower. It's a symbol of friendship, a lesson in science, a deep philosophical reflection on life itself. I mean, the fact that they're related to samurai philosophy just blows my mind. Every spring, when we see them bloom, we're not just seeing a flower. We're seeing centuries of history, culture, and meaning all bursting forth for a few precious weeks. It really makes you appreciate them on a whole new level, doesn't it? The next time you see a picture, or if you're lucky, stand under a blooming cherry tree, you can think about the 2,000-year-old Jindai Sakura, the gift of friendship between nations, and the subtle almond flavor you could be tasting. It's a reminder that there are incredible stories all around us, hidden in places we might not expect, even in the petals of a flower. It's a beautiful lesson in looking closer and appreciating the fleeting moments of beauty in our own lives. I hope these facts bloomed your mind as much as they did mine. It's been so much fun diving into this. If you enjoyed this journey and want to discover more amazing stories behind everyday things, you know what to do. Go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video. We've got more daily Weird Wise Facts coming your way. Thanks for watching, everybody.